The Young Dolph shooting is no doubt a tragic event that has left his family, friends, and fans grieving. Many were quick to point at Yo Gotti, who he had his famous Instagram beef with just a couple of days leading to his death. The question still hangs in the air. Who killed Young Dolph? Yo Gotti and Dolph beef. The beef between Dolph and Gotti actually went on for years. There have been several instances where it evolved into physical brawls and even shootings. The reason why everyone is not hesitant to point at Gotti is because he has tried before. Several instances where he has tried to kill Dolph, as we'll show you in a little bit. He was involved in the shooting at Charlotte a couple of years back. Dolph was very close to death, but he pulled through, much to Gotti's disappointment. People have been forced to believe that maybe this beef went way down south and somebody finally silenced the other. As pointed out by XXL magazine, the two's issues seemingly began back in 2014 when Dolph allegedly rejected Gotti's record deal offer. Since then, the two have traded jabs on social media, records, and in interviews. One of Gotti's associates was even arrested in connection to Dolph's 2017 shooting in Hollywood, but was ultimately released due to a lack of evidence. As of now, the Memphis Police Department has not identified Dolph's suspected killer, but that hasn't stopped the public from doing their own investigations. The department was scheduled to provide updates during a Wednesday night press conference, but canceled the event shortly before it was expected to begin. There were suspicions of the event going away, so police decided not to take any chances and keep their cards close to the chest. Yo Gotti seems to be the one whom most fingers are pointed to at the moment. With a history of assault, shootings, and different forms of violence, I think it's safe to say that even though we're not in the right alley, we are still within the same ballpark. With the evidence piling up, it just might be that Yo Gotti instigated the rapper's death, even if he didn't do it himself. Meanwhile, the Memphis police aren't taking any chances in wake of Young Dolph's fatal shooting. TMZ reported that Memphis local law enforcement has temporarily shut down Privé. This is an upscale restaurant owned by Dolph's longtime foe. You guessed it, Yo Gotti. Sources confirmed that closure of his restaurant via Twitter on Wednesday. This was barely hours after Dolph was shut down at his favorite cookie spot, Makita's Butter Cookies on Airways Boulevard. The police have not confirmed if there were any threats directed at Gotti or his business. There is, however, suspicion that there will be retaliation shootings, seeing as a lot of people believe that Yo Gotti was responsible. This closure and security around the place has led some to believe that the heavy police presence outside Privé is likely precautionary moves. There have also been several reports that Privé had been shot following Dolph's fatal shooting. The police have, however, denied those claims. The little clues Yo Gotti left. Yo Gotti, who is 36 years old, was rumored to have had rap beef with Dolph for several years. A couple of hours before Young Dolph's death, he shared a mysterious post on his Instagram story hours before the shooting. The post reads, "Good morning. Don't value the things you don't have over the things you do," Yo Gotti posted on Instagram. The beef between the two of them goes way back, as Yo Gotti and Dolph have allegedly exchanged subtle disses on tracks toward each other and spoken about one another in interviews. Not a lot is known if Yo Gotti has a hand in it after the rapper's death, but there is no mistaking that the two rappers have gone head to head several times. A lot of these times left Dolph critically injured, and most times close to death. The fans of Young Dolph are calling for swift action and decisive arrests. They're calling for Yo Gotti's head on the chopping block for what they think he has done. They were both raised in Memphis and became competitors once Dolph came onto the southern hip-hop scene. Fans have called for Yo Gotti's arrest, saying he is clearly responsible. According to TMZ, the restaurant owner by Yo Gotti is located 10 miles from where Dolph was killed. A little bit convenient when we factor in the history between the both of them. More clues have led people to believe Yo Gotti is involved in a shootout with the alleged gunman that quickly spread on social media on Thursday. This shows two suspects wearing face masks and gray sweatpants, as well as dark hoodies. One of the men was wearing a hat, while the other had his hood up. The pair were also both holding weapons. One appeared to be holding a pistol and the other a Draco AK-47. Attentive fans spotted the front of Young Dolph's car behind the two men. This footage was exclusively obtained by The Sun. It appeared to show Dolph's arm hanging out one of the store's broken windows. The source, who wishes to remain anonymous, had first shared the 44-second footage on Twitter, said the video was taken just moments before the rapper's body was removed from the scene. The video, which was initially recorded through Facebook Live, had amassed more than 60,000 views on Twitter by Wednesday evening. "Oh my God, y'all, they said Dolph's dead," the person behind the camera is heard saying as the video zooms in slightly to show the arm. I was just standing out here, just seeing this. Moments later, police are seen urging onlookers to back up. The camera then zooms in on where the arm was seen hanging out of the window, only to show authorities have moved it. I have never seen no like this. Oh my God, the person talking says before the video clip concludes. Speaking exclusively to The Sun, the anonymous witness said they heard approximately 50 gunshots while at the Shell gas station across the street. I was across the street right before the cops and the news arrived and screen recorded a live video of Young Dolph's arm hanging out the window, the witness explained. Possible retaliations. As fears of possible retaliation shootings have spread the town, Memphis Police Department Chief Sarah C.J. Davis issued an extraordinary advisory to city residents on Wednesday. As of Thursday morning, no arrests have been made in connection with the shooting. Memphis police told The Sun that the police have not released any information about a suspect or suspects concerning this case. This means that they have people in mind and arrest will be made soon as they have concrete evidence. Meanwhile, an Area Inn worker who wished not to be identified exclusively told The Sun that they were cleaning rooms in a motel across the street from the crime scene when they heard the gun blast. All I heard were gunshots. We were cleaning the rooms and we locked ourselves inside, he said. Police dismissed reports that the fine dining restaurant had been shot at following Dolph's death. Yo Gotti's other arrests. An arrest warrant for rapper Yo Gotti has been issued in connection to a Thanksgiving weekend shooting in Memphis, Tennessee, in which 6 people were shot and injured. According to allhiphop.com, Yo Gotti's friend and rapper, OG Gotti, was involved in a verbal altercation on November 29th. This altercation, which resulted in a shootout, left many wounded. Among the 6 people wounded, one was an off-duty security guard. Yo Gotti has not surrendered to police because he is traveling on business, but the 5-star chick rapper's lawyer, Art Horn, released the following statement. He just wanted his fans and the public to know that he doesn't condone this type of behavior, and that again, he plans to deal with the charges that have been filed against him. Once he comes back and deals with the allegations, I think his name will be cleared. 11 warrants in connection to the unfortunate event have been issued so far. 3 of the men allegedly involved are already in custody on charge of aggravated riot. The repeated connections. Remember what we said about smoke and fire? Los Angeles police have arrested Corey McClendon, a friend of the rapper Yo Gotti, on a charge of attempted murder in the shooting of the upcoming Tennessee rapper Young Dolph in front of a Hollywood hotel. This was one of the first fatal brushes that brought Dolph knocking at Def's door, but he survived. It was much earlier into their beef when the rapper was targeted and nearly killed. Detective Megan Aguilar, a spokeswoman for the LAPD, said that the rapper's associate McClendon was arrested and booked earlier that week. He was being held on a $1 million bail. She said investigators are still looking for 2 other men believed to have been involved in the fight with Young Dolph, which led to the shooting in the valet area of the Lowe's Hollywood Hotel near the intersection of Hollywood Boulevard and Highland Avenue. Young Dolph, with the real name Adolph Thornton Jr., was put in critical condition, but doctors said he remained stable, thankfully. He was admitted at a local hospital from a gunshot wound, Aguilar said. McClendon, who was 43, is a known associate of Gotti. His real name is Mario Mims. McClendon was charged with 9 other men for aggravated riot in a melee that led to the shooting of 6 people in the parking lot of a nightclub in Memphis in November 2010. Local media reports at the time said McClendon, who was then 36, was one of the men charged after he and Yo Gotti got into an argument with another rapper, OG Gotti. But a few months later, all charges were dropped by the Shelby County District Attorney's Office because there weren't enough witnesses to the fight. The Hollywood altercation took place about 1:30 p.m. Tuesday, Aguilar said, when Young Dolph and 3 men got into an argument. The argument between Young Dolph and the men escalated to a physical fight, and he fell to the ground. One of the men then pulled out a gun and started shooting, Aguilar said. Young Dolph was struck, but was able to get up and run into a local business. 2 of the men ran off and the 3rd jumped into a gold Cadillac Escalade parked in front of the hotel, Aguilar said. He drove off but abandoned the car and ran away on foot. This is the 2nd time this year that Young Dolph has been shot at. In February, his SUV was targeted by as many as 100 bullets in Charlotte, North Carolina, before a party he was to attend at a nightclub. His vehicle was bulletproof, so the Memphis rapper escaped unharmed and was able to make his scheduled appearance. In May, a Memphis-based rapper, Black Youngster, was one of the 3 men charged with discharging a weapon and felony conspiracy in connection with the shootout, believed to stem from a rivalry between out-of-town rappers. Later, Young Dolph released the track 100 Shots on his album Bulletproof. He's best known for his guest verse on Cut It by OT Genesis, which hit 35 on the Billboard chart in 2016. Yo Gotti's Rake It Up featuring Nicki Minaj is currently number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Meanwhile, some of Young Dolph's friends and admirers spoke out about the Hollywood shooting on social media. Get well soon, my boy, at Young Dolph, 2 Chainz posted on his Instagram. Young Dolph was scheduled to open for the hip-hop star in Georgia next week. More suspects in Dolph's shooting. Howard Keon Wright, an affiliate of Yo Gotti's camp, was reported to have been sentenced to 10 to 14 years in prison after admitting to a range of charges stemming from a 2016 shooting in Charlotte, North Carolina. Wright has been a known associate of the Memphis rapper for years, said to be fulfilling roles as both a road manager and vice president of Gotti's collective music group. What's to say he wasn't fulfilling a role given to him by the rapper Yo Gotti? According to court documents obtained by Bossip, Wright was put in custody in the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Department in North Carolina and was sentenced by Judge Carla N. Archie. According to reports, Wright entered a guilty plea on the same day he was scheduled to begin trial, along with 2 co-defendants, Kevin Thompson, also entering a guilty plea to several gun charges, and Derek Bolton, who was determined not guilty after taking his case to trial. The shooting incident in question took place at roughly 4:45 a.m. on February 28, 2016, coinciding with the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association's annual tournament. From the report, security guards saw a Nissan Altima leaving the scene after unloading 40 to 50 shots into the lobby of a Hyatt and 2 occupied vehicles. Police soon stopped the vehicle, during which Wright got out and ran, reportedly bringing a rifle and a handgun along with him. According to reports, he later dropped his weapons and was arrested and charged. No one was injured as a result of the shooting. While the incentive behind the shooting was never really confirmed or disclosed, a lot of people believe that the intended target was Yo Gotti's rival, Young Dolph, who happened to be in a town to perform during the weekend's festivities. Young Dolph was coincidentally shot the following year during CIAA weekend in 2017, escaping more than 100 bullets. Gotti's artist Black Youngster turned himself into authorities in connection to the February shooting. Months later, Gotti found himself being a named person of interest regarding a September 2017 shooting in Hollywood which left Dolph in critical condition. He was eventually released without charges. Yo Gotti never issued a statement on the matter. Back in August 2018, he wiped his Instagram clean, save for one post writing, "I'll be back when the street's ready." There have been so many theories surrounding the death of Young Dolph. One thing is for sure, Yo Gotti is not innocent in this charge. A lot of people believe that after several trials, the rapper finally finished it right.